to make any little adjustments that you need, any fidgets of movement or adjusting clothing, anything that you need to do before you settle into the space of stillness and quiet. Start to deepen and lengthen your breath. And notice how your breath feels this morning. If your breath already feels deep and full, or if it's a little short, can you aim to deepen and lengthen your breath, breath by breath? Let that be a signal to your physical body that it's time to relax, that you have arrived here. I don't know about you, but traffic was pretty crazy for me, so I'm really glad to be here, to have arrived in my seat. Allow your body to begin to settle. So heavy the lower half of your body, your hips and your pelvis, into the foundation of your chair. And then feel your back body heavy into the support of your chair. A few more slow and steady breaths here. As your physical body relaxes, your mind might speed up. It's very common. Simply notice the thoughts that are moving through your mind. Allow them to move through you like images on a movie screen. Release any need to engage in any given thought in this moment. Just allow yourself to be here and for your breath to be the center of your focus. Visualize yourself and where you're sitting in the room in this moment, even with your eyes closed. See the people that are sitting around you in your mind's eye. Begin to imagine now a fine golden thread weaving from the center of your chest, from your heart, out to all of the people in this room. See this golden thread shimmering with light, wrapping around people that you know, people who you may have exercised alongside for years. Crisscrossing, weaving around people that you may not know from other classes. Feel yourself all a part of this wider community, the Power for Parkinson's community. Now imagine that golden thread is weaving all through this room, shimmering with light. From your heart, go ahead and send compassion, a sense of understanding out along this golden thread. The people who are walking this journey with Parkinson's, send them your love, your compassion, and feel that connection of the golden thread that we're using in this visualization, but also a deeper connection. Your paths may not be the same, but you walk alongside each other. Continuing to imagine that shimmering golden thread. Now moving out of this room, our community is even bigger than the wonderful group of people that joined together today. The Power for Parkinson's community stretches all across the world. Just take a moment to take that in, to sense what you are a part of. Into how you are feeling in this moment. If if there is tension or discomfort in your body. Take a moment to wish for a greater sense of ease, of peace in body and mind. Just as you offer that wish internally to yourself, offer that same hope for the people around you, the people of your community. Your breathing amplify once again. Feel the deep sense of connection within this space. And feel the greater sense of ease that has come over your being just from a few simple moments of breathing, of tuning in. Letting your breath become deeper and fuller still, and noticing how that feels, feeling the expansion of your chest, front, sides, back. And as you breathe deeply, bringing some movement into the outer edges of your body, wiggling your toes in your shoes, drumming your fingers down against your lap. Picking up your toes, the balls of your feet, and placing them down. Flexing through the ankles. Give your head a tip from side to side. Let this physical movement welcome you back into this space. The imagery of that shimmery golden thread now floating up towards the sky. As if protecting us all with this canopy of hope, of compassion, and of a mutual understanding of each other. Take a moment to roll your shoulders now up, back, and around. 2 more just like that, up, back, around. And 1 last time. Prepare to open your eyes. Take a moment to just again acknowledge the strength within your body that carries you through your classes that you join together with your community for every single week. Take a moment to acknowledge all of those around you walking this path with you. As you slowly blink your eyes open, take a moment to glance around your table, a glance around the room. Find as many people as you can to offer a smile to. I hope you have a great morning. Enjoy the speaker and the class, and yeah, I'll see you again soon.
All right, thank you, Nadine. That was very beautiful. I hope everyone feels more centered and ready to get the morning going. So I would like to introduce our speaker today. Very honored to have Joan Asseff come to speak today, and the topic of her talk today is Join Together to Overcome Apathy, Depression on the Parkinson's Journey. And Joan, I think many of you know Joan because she's been leading our Care Partner support group for several years now. And also instrumental in guiding our social work interns for the last several years. She's the Assistant Dean of Social Work at the Steve Hicks School here in town. She is an expert in gerontology. Her skills are quite extensive. She runs, she's the co-director of the GRACE program here in Boston, which I have to look up because it's a complicated
I get your
It's gerontology resources and aging community and education. And that is a very important program and something that we have connected on deeply because that is run through the University of Texas and serves older adults. And it helps with supporting interns and students to help the older adults in our community. There's a lot more that I can say about Joan, but I think you'll understand in just a few moments. You're in for a really special treat, very important talk. And as you know, we always are addressing symptoms, and depression and apathy are symptoms of Parkinson's. So we're having the real talk, followed by the real fun today. So I want to warmly welcome Joan Asseff. I think if that's okay, or wherever you want to put it.
Good morning. It's so wonderful to be here with all of you. I have to tell you that when Nina reached out and said, or asked, Joan, could you join us for this event? I said, absolutely. I hope it's coming up soon because I miss this amazing community. So I am honored and humbled to be here with you today. Again, my name is Joan Asseff, and I hold all the roles that you heard Nina talk about. But what I want to lift up for you in terms of my professional background is the fact that I was a healthcare social worker that worked with older adults and care partners for over 15 years in skilled nursing facilities and assisted livings, home health, hospice, inpatient psychiatric care, and on and on. I won't bore you with how many jobs I had, but I want you to know that I bring that expertise and knowledge into the room. So if you're wondering, why is this woman standing in front of us? That really is where I come from and the perspective I bring today. You also heard about the GRACE program, and I do co-direct that program with a colleague of mine. And we have been so lucky to partner with Power for Parkinson's and to have our students here learning how to facilitate groups, me teaching them in real time how that looks. And it's been a joy. I was lucky enough to co-facilitate the Care Partner Support Group, which is truly one of the best times in my career. That group is amazing, and I know folks are here from that group today. So it's great to see everyone. All right, so what are we here to talk about today? So let me advance our slides here if I can. Let's see, there we go. All right, so of course I want to welcome you, and I want to really focus on the ideas, the concepts of connection, movement, and meaning. They are impactful in and of themselves, but what we're going to talk about today is the collective impact of these experiences, right? That we know on the Parkinson's journey that this formula, if you will, this combination is so important. It's not just about connection. It's not just about movement and making meaning of your journey. Really, it's that combination that can help us address apathy and depression specifically. Now, there are many other benefits, right? But today we're really focusing on those challenges of apathy and depression that can come with Parkinson's. So I want to recognize that we have a wide audience today. We have folks living with Parkinson's, we have care partners, there may be some who are involved in providing services, and we have learners as well. So I hope that the presentation will speak to everyone who's here today, and we'll probably have time for questions as well. So like any good academic, we're going to start out with considering those hidden symptoms, and then we'll operationalize them. But we'll talk about the definitions. So it's really important to talk about these hidden symptoms. And I was just chatting with one of your members today about these symptoms and what we mean by the fact that they're hidden, right? And for many of you who live with Parkinson's, you know that you likely had some of these symptoms prior to your diagnosis, right? That's no surprise. There's um, likely, none of you in here that didn't know that. But it's important to say, right, that the apathy and the depressive symptoms often show up before those motor symptoms do. And so there can be this sense of, or these questions around, how long have I been dealing with this? How long have I been kind of battling apathy, battling depression? And so it's important to recognize that, they are often hidden, and we often don't have awareness until later, which can exacerbate the experiences of them, right? That sense of, could I have known about this sooner? Could I have identified what was going on sooner? So we want to think about today and really consider those non-motor symptoms: the apathy, the loss of motivation, depression, anxiety, and social withdrawal. So we'll be talking about those broadly. And I want to share, and I warned Nina that I'm a bit of a storyteller, I'm a bit of a narrativist. So if I tend to run long, Nina can lift up her hand and let me know, Joan, you got to wrap it up. But I will share that a lot of folks I have worked with as a therapist in support groups, they share, especially folks living with Parkinson's, that these non-motor symptoms are just as disruptive, just as difficult to navigate as the motor disruption, right? The motor symptoms. And that tends to be a common theme, right? That even if you're accessing a really good medication regimen for the motor symptoms, if we don't have a comprehensive plan to address the non-motor symptoms, we're probably missing that access to a higher quality of life, right? A better way of moving through this Parkinson's journey. So that's one of the reasons why it's so important to name them, right? And to really talk about, what are these symptoms and how do we navigate them? So I promised that we would operationalize. Again, I'm a professor, so I can't help it. I have to bring you definitions. And many of you in the audience will say, I already know this, Joan, and that's fine. A little review can't hurt any of us, right? So we know that apathy is a neurological reduction in motivation, emotional responsiveness, and goal-directed behavior. It's important to be clear that it's not laziness. And I want to say that very clearly, loudly, because a lot of folks may experience from others who are less familiar the sense or the accusation, if you will, that someone might be behaving in a lazy way, or they're just not willing to participate, or they're not interested, when in fact they're battling a neurological condition, that they're battling that neurological manifestation of the symptoms. And then with depression, we know that it's related to that biological basis of that lack of dopamine, right? That dopamine system disruption. It's not always just a reaction to the diagnosis itself. It can be both. So some might say, oh, they're depressed, or they're feeling depressed because of their recent diagnosis. That may be true, right? But we also know that there is the biological basis, right, for depression. So we know that the risk is high for folks to experience these conditions while navigating a Parkinson's diagnosis and journey. So it's imperative to use all available tools, right? It's not just medication. We're going to talk about, how do you think about, and not in a stressful way. And for those of you who have been in group with me, you've heard me say that. This is not about adding a new task to your mini list of tasks, right? This is about thinking and about considering a comprehensive plan to address those non-motor symptoms and how you might want to do that, right? Not a rush to do it today, but a consideration of how to do it over time. So it's imperative to name these symptoms, to acknowledge them. It's and to think about how you want to address them. All right. So we know that there's overlap, right? Apathy and depression are separate experiences and diagnostic features, but we know that many people experience both. And so it's important either through your own exploration of your symptoms, through mental health support, through consultation with peers to better understand what's going on, in terms of my symptoms. Am I someone who's experiencing apathy, but I'm not necessarily experiencing depression, right? Or vice versa. Again, you can have both, and they're really hard to parse, right? To really understand, am I experiencing both? Is it one or the other? But it's really worth examining because, as you'll hear me say in a few minutes, the interventions that you select, and you can try them all if you want, but the interventions that you select will really be connected to your unique experiences of these symptoms. So that's why it's important to allow yourself time, space, and support to really understand what symptoms do I have? How are they manifesting? How are they affecting my life? And how do I want to partner with others to address them? Because we're going to talk about the absolute essential nature of social connection, right? That joining together, the amazing theme that you have for today and for this month of Parkinson's awareness, that it's a key element to addressing all of these symptoms. Okay. So why is social connection medicine? Because I'm here to say that it absolutely is, and the evidence shows that, the literature shows that. We know that loneliness and social isolation are really correlated with increased risk for cognitive decline, for mortality itself. And COVID really showed us this very clearly. We know now, unfortunately, that many people who were, and they had to, right? We understand the serious challenges we were facing, but many people who were isolated for long periods of time, many, many months, maybe years during COVID, are now showing higher prevalence of cognitive decline, higher prevalence of mortality. And so many of you may know folks who have been affected by these circumstances. And so we know that social connection is absolutely vital in terms of our health in general as we age, but especially around coping with a chronic condition, effectively coping, right? And becoming really empowered and being able to cultivate joyful experiences, they all are related to that ability to connect with others in social spaces. There was a recent study, a lot of you may know about it, that showed that social isolation is just as bad for your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day, right? And I always share that study because it is so impactful. Clearly, it shows us how we cannot overlook that social connection. And if you're like me, I like my private time. I'm not always interested in going out and connecting with others. And I don't think necessarily about how essential it is to my health and mental health. I do now. So when I have opportunities like this to be in community and to join with others, I really jump on those because they are so important, not only to our access to education, our access to information, but also for our own health and mental health. So it's not just about support. And if we look at the studies, what the studies show us is that the real impact is feeling supported. So, for example, someone could, provide you with a wonderful breakfast like we have this morning, and that is support. But what we want to know is, did you feel supported, right? What was your affective experience of today, of sitting at a table with others, right? And so that assessment piece, if you will, that in social work we talk about a lot, which just means understanding the impact of what you're doing. If you attend a group, How did that group feel for you? Did you feel supported? If you attended an exercise group, if you participated in meditation, like the beautiful exercise we had this morning, what did that do for you, right? To be able to assess those experiences day by day, maybe even hour by hour. Again, it's not an arduous task. It's cultivating that self-awareness about, when did I feel supported? When did I feel that connection? You can even keep a log of those moments if you feel so inclined. But really tapping into that awareness around, how am I experiencing my environment, especially around social connection? All right. Why do people withdraw, and what does it mean? Well, many of you in here understand these experiences very acutely, very clearly. There are many different reasons why people withdraw, and often the withdrawal occurs maybe shortly after diagnosis, where folks say, I need some time. I don't know what I want to do with this information. I don't know that I even accept this information. I'm not ready for this journey, so I'm going to just kind of remove myself from environments and from other people who maybe wouldn't understand what I'm going through. And that's one reason, but there's many reasons for withdrawal and why people may pull away from others. There's the apathy that we are talking about today, which again is a neurological condition, right? That apathy, depression, anxiety. People may be grieving. And the grief process, as I talk about during support groups and in my individual therapy with folks, it is not a linear one and done process, right? Grief ebbs and flows. So there's times when we may feel like, I've grieved that aspect of this experience and I have moved on. And then all of a sudden, right, we may feel that experience again, may come back in a different way. And so that's why it's so important to have these connections. One of the reasons it's so important to have these connections. So when you do experience those troughs, right, those low periods in mood, or maybe some advancement in symptoms, that you have that community to turn to, amazing community like PFP and other organizations here in our community. Fatigue and mobility challenges. One of the, uh, realities of getting to support group, and maybe many of you will nod or chuckle when I say this, is just getting to the group itself, right? The traffic, getting dressed. Is your partner in the car? Do we have everything? I mean, we could go on and on, right? So we always took a few moments in our group to acknowledge the fact that we just got here today and how amazing it is to arrive, right, and be fully engaged. And so we want to recognize those barriers that come up, and then the stigma that can be so real for many people, and feelings of embarrassment, right, that they have to navigate. We know in this room that Parkinson's can be an empowering journey. It's hard, it's complicated, right? But it also can be full of joy. I mean, look at this room right now, right? This is a joyful space. Energy in this room before we got started was incredible. I was hugged about 5 times before we got started. So lots of really meaningful connection and joy. But we know, right, that there's stigma out there that that has to be navigated. And so the social connection is vital around that. So we can fundamentally reject that stigma. To say that may be something that other people think about, believe, that's not what I adhere to. That's not what I internalize. And I won't, right? Because I have an amazing community like this. There are some important distinctions, and that's why I want to return to that assessment piece or that awareness piece. It's really important to understand what drives my needs. What brings me joy? Some want connection, but feel maybe unable to activate that connection. Others may feel less motivation. So understanding what the challenges are is a vital piece of figuring out what you want to do next. Well, how are you going to address those challenges? So this is me saying there's no one size fits all, and I think you all know that. But you may be around folks sometimes who say, hey, this worked for me, and you should do that exact thing. And hey, it might work for you. And it's great to try as many interventions, join as many groups as you can, but also recognize that the specific intervention that might work for one person might not work for another person, and to be really open to a lot of different opportunities. And then we know that the implications, right, the outcomes of some of the challenges we face mean we just need different solutions. So that's me supporting you to really try a lot of different options. And the good news is there are many, many options. And that's a lot to be excited about. All right. So again, I told you there's good news. And we know that there are many social interventions that really do work beyond the pharmacological interventions, which we're really thankful for those pharmacological interventions. And we know there are many, many social interventions as well. People with PD are at a high risk for medication side effects. That's not any news to anyone here in this room. And medications tend to be less consistently effective for apathy and hedonia, which is that reduced ability to experience pleasure or a loss of interest in previously enjoyable activities. And they can be less effective for emotional isolation. And by emotional isolation, we mean feeling isolated even when you're around a lot of other people, which can absolutely happen. So a 2022 network analysis identified 35 non-pharmacological interventions with significant evidence for reducing PD depression. Now that is exciting and a reason to really be hopeful and joyful. I'm not going to talk about 35 interventions today, so everybody take a deep breath. As Larry says, where are you, Larry? Breathe. He's a great group member that always reminds us to breathe. So we won't talk about all 35, though I'm happy to provide that article if folks want to read more. But these interventions offer benefits for mood, cognition, motor function, and social connection simultaneously, right? It's that wonderful package of interventions and supports that you receive through these opportunities. So we will dive into some of the most impactful, and no surprise, you know a lot about many of these. And it's helpful to just recognize that they are evidence-based. They really do come from a large body of literature that says these work, and you feel it when you participate, right? So dance, as a movement-based intervention is really top ranked in the literature in terms of its ability to treat or address or alleviate depression and other symptoms, other mental health symptoms that occur with Parkinson's. So, when you're dancing, and you probably feel it, right, in the groups that are provided you through PFP, you are actually giving your body medicine. You are really treating your PD symptoms. Group exercise, walking, and the Lee Silverman voice treatment that many of you may have participated in or know about, those are all shown to be effective for reducing depression and apathy as well. So again, lots of options, lots of choices, many of the options provided by both PFP and other community organizations here in Austin. Even group folk dance, I included that one because I just thought it was unique and exciting. There's a study that shows that 2 weeks of group folk dancing showed significant improvements in both depression and apathy versus kind of your standard usual care. And then why does it work? Right? What does the literature say about why these interventions really work? Well, again, they combine movement, social interaction, and enjoyment, right? And when I work both individually with folks and in groups, I always like to write a prescription. I'm not a doctor, so I don't get to write real prescriptions, but I like to write kind of a pseudo prescription for joy. And for those of you who have worked with me, you've heard me say that. What will you do today? What will you do this week to activate some level of joy? And that could be sitting outside in the beautiful weather we're having, right? And watching birds. I've been watching some birds in my yard. It's been bringing me a lot of joy. But why these interventions work is that combination of all three factors: the movement, the social interaction, and the enjoyment. They're all crucial. You can't really leave one out. And of course, PFP offers amazing opportunities to engage in many of these activities, right? So I want to lift up PFP's vocal power hour with singing and workshops and ping pong. I haven't been to this event, but after reading about it, I really want to attend. Singing and ping pong especially sound very appealing. But again, this is just one example of that combination. You are active in an activity like this, you are having fun, right? And you are with other people in community. So that's just one example of that combination. All right, let's see if I can get my slides to advance. So we also want to talk about today mindfulness and cognitive behavioral therapy. I've lumped them together. They don't have to be utilized together, but really they kind of fall into this broader category of mental health intervention. Though mindfulness and emotional resilience can really be seen as reducing depression and emotional reactivity, and it doesn't have to be accompanied by a formal cognitive behavioral therapy regimen. As you saw today, right? That was a beautiful mindfulness exercise that you participated in. And you might be feeling less anxiety right now. You might have some alleviation of sadness or frustration that you walked in with. And that is directly connected to those mindfulness exercises. They build coping and stability over time. So they're not exercises that you participate in once. Wow, that was a great dose of that. I probably won't need it for another 2 or 3 weeks. Nope, it's really a regimen, right? That you adhere to, you really stick to as much as possible. Again, without stressing yourself, without shaming yourself that you didn't do it. I think that's such an important part of creating a plan for self-care around apathy and depression, to treat apathy and depression, so that we don't get frustrated with ourselves if we miss, one of the activities, or we didn't get to our mindfulness exercise today. That's okay. You'll get there. Right? That we don't get into that cycle of telling ourselves, well, now I didn't do that, so I'm not doing what I need to do. I do want to share, and I know there's a lot of various feelings about mental health services and accessing them. Obviously, I'm a licensed clinical social worker. I am a therapist, so I am a proponent of therapeutic services, and I recognize that's a personal choice for everyone. What I will share with you is that the group members and individuals that I've worked with over my, about 20 years of practice now, tell me that the individual therapy makes such a big difference for them. And one of the reasons why, one of the reasons they share is that they have that private space to really say everything they need to say about their journey. And whether that journey is living with Parkinson's, whether that journey is being a care partner or caregiver, maybe it's being a family member, whatever that journey is, that they have a space where they really can say whatever they want to say and need to say. And I will tell you, and maybe some of you can connect to this, we don't really live in a country where folks come up to you and say, hey, tell me your story about living with Parkinson's, or tell me your story about being a caregiver. Now, you might have folks in your social support system that are opening up that space, but many do not have. And so that's why the therapeutic support can be essential, because everybody deserves that. And everybody should have the opportunity to tell their story. I teach a healthcare social work class in our school, and we have an assignment where students actually go out in the community and provide that space for someone to tell their story about living with a chronic health condition. And everything is de-identified, nobody's names are included, but the students report year after year that not only was it a transformative experience for them, but the person who was sharing their journey conveyed that they never had that opportunity, not from a physician, not from maybe someone in the family, because they didn't want to burden them with the story. And so they were they're often very grateful for that opportunity. Okay, there's the narrative part where I start telling a story, and I may get us off track. All right, so we know that cognitive behavioral therapy works by changing thought patterns. And this is something I see in my group work and with individuals that I have supported over the years. Often, folks come in, and we all do it. It happens to me. We all do it. Come in with thoughts about their experience, thoughts that do not serve them, and thoughts that are probably not 100% accurate, right? And you may be able to think of some right now. Thoughts like, I will never be able to do something. I am lesser of a person because of my diagnosis. All these thoughts that can really weigh us down and actually disempower us. And so therapeutic support can help disrupt those thoughts, reframe those thoughts, and introduce more accurate thoughts, such as, I'm a person with a chronic condition who can do many, many things. Someone who does do many, many things. And actually, I'm going to pick something that I will do this week, and I will do it effectively. So again, it's just a really important resource to think about. We talked about the importance of meditation. I want to lift up a wonderful group here at Power for Parkinson's, where you can engage in meditation and seated yoga. That may be, is that Nadine again? Yeah, we had Nadine this morning, and there she is. So again, lots of options to engage in meditation, yoga, and other exercises and activities here at PFP. So, of course, you've been hearing me talk about community and groups, and I want to spend some time talking about examples, sharing some examples that you might already be participating in. And I hope after today, this presentation gets you thinking. You might reach out to others and say, hey, have you tried this? Or I'm really interested in art therapy or some other intervention. So I hope it generates conversation. But the literature shows us that theater, virtual groups with music therapy and art therapy are all evidence-based interventions for reducing apathy and depression, and for really fostering that connection that we know is vital in the treatment of non-motor symptoms. Support groups really help to facilitate that connection. And by the way, it was such a delight to come in this morning and hear from some of the group members I've worked with who have shared that those connections that we fostered, uh, some of them 2 years ago, are still so strong today and are still benefiting group members today. And so that was such a delight to hear about. But we know that support group participation really helps improve quality of life. It lowers depression, it lowers anxiety, and even reduces that social phobia that people experience around talking about Parkinson's. And you can see that sometimes, the evidence of that reduction in social phobia, where people are just will walk into a room and say, hey, I have Parkinson's, I'm living with Parkinson's. Right? They're willing to talk about it, they're willing to be open about it, because they've made those connections with others. They have confidence around who they are as a person living with a chronic condition, right? Who's doing so many other things. They're not defined by that chronic condition. And then the peer support offers something unique that family, friends, and healthcare professionals often cannot replicate. And that is the shared lived experience, right? Someone who really understands, someone that doesn't need you to explain what's going on in your life, someone who can say, you know what, I know exactly what you're talking about. I was going through that yesterday, or I dealt with that 2 weeks ago. Shared lived experience around health conditions is one of the most powerful interventions, right? And it's free and there's no risk to it, right? You connecting with others who can really validate you is therapeutic. It is medicinal. And so I want to really hit home on that fact today. And then exercise groups, I don't need to tell this group about the benefits of exercise. You all do it all the time, but I think it's important to lift up that exercise groups can reinstate a feeling of effectiveness and control. Not only are you with other people, but you have taken control of your body, right? You're going to exercise today. You've taken control of your schedule, where you're going to be, what you're going to do, and who you're going to be in community with. So not only does it help with the motor symptoms, but exercise groups really help with the non-motor or the mental health symptoms as well. One fact that I really like from the literature is that we know that participating in these groups also is a gateway to other groups. So people who participate in exercise groups often find their way to other groups, such as comedy clubs and boxing groups and choir. So it's a little bit contagious in a good way. So, I want to really emphasize that today, that if you're participating in an exercise group, you may be motivated to find other groups to participate in, and that can really open up the possibilities. I know I'm running out of time. I'm short on time, I think. So I'll wrap up pretty soon. There's so much I want to share with you all, and I warned Nina that I can talk for a long time. So peer support, why does it feel different? Again, it's that shared experience. I want to really highlight that support groups, mentoring programs, stress management tools, they can all be part of your comprehensive plan to address those non-motor symptoms. And it's important to really think about care partners and caregivers who absolutely matter, and they're an essential part of this comprehensive plan that we're talking about today. So in terms of caregiver support, we want to think about several different factors. The fatigue and mobility issues that can come up for caregivers. We want to think about stress management, education, and resources. When you join groups, there's so much education and resource. There's so many resources shared, but sometimes I would be quiet and just watch the members of the group educating each other about the latest devices, the latest interventions, and I really didn't have to say much at all. They really were the experts. And then it's great to look for programs like the ones PFP offers, where both the person living with Parkinson's and the care partner, the caregiver, can join together, and that reduces caregiver burden. I want to I'll wrap up today because I know we're running out of time, talking about how we support caregivers and thinking about an action-oriented plan, not only for caregivers, but also for the person living with Parkinson's, and even thinking about interventions for care providers. So I'm going to skip ahead a little bit to practical takeaways for today. So when we think about the individual living with Parkinson's, we want to start small. Now, you may be past the starting small phase, which is great. You're already here today. But if you're just beginning in this journey, it's important to not overwhelm oneself with thinking about, you know what, I've got to join 5 groups because I've got to create a comprehensive plan for my own self-care. Absolutely not. One activity, maybe per week, maybe per month. Calibrate it for you. what works best for you. But remember, combining movement and social interaction, social connection are key. By themselves, they're not going to be as effective. They're still meaningful and impactful, but that combination is always the best. And then seeking out those peer groups when you're ready. And then for caregivers, prioritizing your own self-care. And for those in the room who've worked with me, they know that is my mantra. I always end by asking, what have you done for yourself? What might you do for yourself? It could be taking a 10-minute walk. It does not have to be complicated, but it is essential. And I cannot emphasize that enough for our amazing caregivers. And then seeking support for others, really understanding the different roles that caregivers have, and then participating together with your loved one living with Parkinson's as much as possible. And then for providers, screening for apathy and depression. It's important to know, is someone battling these issues, referring them to social and behavioral interventions, and building accessible, inclusive programming, which, by the way, Powerful Parkinson's is really great at doing, thinking about different ability levels, thinking about how to make a welcoming, inclusive space. And look at this crowd today. They know how to do it. They really pack the room. So I will stop there because I know you have so much more today, but I want to thank you so much for this opportunity to be with you and to share a little bit about these outstanding possibilities. You all are amazing, and again, humbled to be here with you. Thank you so much.
Can I open the floor for questions?
If we have time, yeah.
One more time for Dr. Joan Asseff. I know we're all excited to exercise, but I did want to open the floor if anybody had any questions. For Joan about what we just talked about, just raise your hand. I'll bring you the microphone. And all right.
Charles.
Two quick questions. One is your presentation available to Powerful
We will make it available. Absolutely, yes.
Thank you. And the other question is, so apathy and depression can make it hard to get motivated to get help with apathy and depression.
Right.
Do you have any tips for that?
Yes, absolutely. So it's such a great question. That is kind of the first hurdle, right? Is really figuring out how to push through the apathy and depression. And so I think leaning on your social support and being open to the recommendations of others. And if you're like me, that can be hard. I want to recognize that. When a loved one or a family member or a friend asks you a question, is curious about how are you doing, and maybe lifts up some symptoms, talks about some symptoms you're experiencing, to do your best to be open to the possibility that those symptoms might be occurring. So I think really leaning on that social support, talking to someone that you really trust, someone who can tell you difficult things. I only have about 3 of those friends who I'm willing to listen to, who will say, you know what, Joe? I'm going to tell you about a problem I think you have, and I'm willing to hear them. So really figuring out who are those people in your life that you're willing to hear that feedback from, and going to those folks and being around them. I think also talking with your medical professionals about your symptoms can be really helpful, because they might go ahead and prescribe some pharmacological interventions. Sometimes if our depression is so pronounced, if we are experiencing severe depression, we are unable to cultivate that awareness around what we need to do, which is what you're asking about, Charles. Like, how do we push past that? And sometimes we do need pharmacological intervention to help lift the depression so that we can move into a space of action, move into a time where we're ready to act. So I think really accessing your healthcare providers, and then surrounding yourself by a community of people that you trust and that you're willing to hear that feedback from. Thank you, Charles.
All right, any other questions? Questions for Dr. Joan?
This is my.
So you say that 50% of people experience depression and apathy. Does that come and go?
Yes. Yes, it can absolutely ebb and flow and come and go. And as you can imagine, that depends on the effectiveness of medications, the effectiveness of the non-pharmaceutical interventions as well. So as many of you know and have experienced, the treatment of PD is a fluid process. I think all of you probably have awareness around that. And so monitoring your own symptoms, having that acute awareness of what might be going on is essential, because you may need to pivot, right? You may need to pivot to a different intervention. Maybe you've been utilizing meditation and that's been working for you, but you notice maybe more apathy, more sadness, and you may need to shift in a moment like that over to a dance group. You may need to add on a support group, right? And so being willing to expand your interventions, again, speaking to your healthcare providers about what's going on, maybe adjusting medications. So absolutely, there is fluctuation. And that doesn't make it easy, but the good news is that there's a host of interventions, right? So if something is no longer working in the same way, there's many, many options. And I think you all, here today are living that journey, right? Where there's moments when things are going really well. You're like, I've got this under control. I'm thriving. I'm traveling. I'm breathing. I'm doing all the great things I want to do. And then there's a difficult time where you have to think about, what is the next intervention I'm going to try, and how do I utilize my support network to activate those? So yes, great question. I appreciate that, Elizabeth.
All right, one more round of applause for Dr. Joan.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's such a joy. It's such a joy. Thank you so much.
All right, I'd like to welcome up here our director and co-founder, Dr. Nina Motion.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Joan, that was very informative and a great talk. So thank you so much for being with us. And so before we move on with our morning, we have another special person I'd like to bring up here. And as you can see, how beautiful this room is, bringing our community together, allowing us to join. We can't do these kind of events without our hosts, our location hosts. And Westminster really has served as a hub for Power for Parkinson's. We have 2 classes a week here. They're our largest classes, although all our classes are growing and getting very large. But we've been really fortunate because we can have these type of special events. We support groups here. We have an extra class this month called Step with Power, which will be on Wednesdays, if you aren't aware of that yet. And we really couldn't do it without the Westminster group and Pastor Bill Clark. We'd like to thank you. Special 2026 community meeting on the pit. So, here you go. Thanks, Bill. And be sure to say hello to this super special person in the community.
We're delighted to have you here. One of the things when we built this building about 15 years ago, we said, we want it to be for our church, but we'd love to see other groups here too. And so it just is great to see your faces and you working hard and singing too. I'm going to recruit some members for the choir here. So it's a delight to have you on our campus. God bless you all, and we're grateful that we could share this space together with you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to have 6 different instructors all doing pieces of exercise today. And I'm very pleased to introduce the first one who's going to be doing a warm-up portion. She teaches the PFP class in Round Rock on Thursday afternoon. Everybody put your hands together for Mary.
We're going to begin with no equipment, so make sure your equipment is under the chair, guys. No balls yet. Later on, we're going to go into drumsticks, ribbons, balls, candy. But for now, no equipment. Make sure it's under your chair. You don't trip over it. Okay? And I'll be right here. And let's start with 3 deep cleansing breaths. So ready? Inhale up. Exhale down. Open those lungs, arms to the sky. Good. Do one more big one. And then stay up to the sky and reach up to the sky as high as you can. Reach, sky, reach up. Can you reach up? All right. And down. All right, we're going to roll our shoulders. We're going to go up, back, down, up. Okay, can you say it with me? Up, back, down, right. Up, back, down, right. All right, take those shoulders. Now we're going to go up, front, down. Ready? Up, front, down, up, front. All right. Now we're going to do 2 back. And we're going to say opposite of what you're doing. When your shoulders go up, what are you going to say? Yeah. When they go down, what are you going to say? Let's do 2 back here. Ready? Up, back, down, front. One more. Up, back, opposite, down, front, up, again, down, front, up, one more, down, take those shoulders. All right, now we're going to go up front, down, 2 regulars. Ready? Up, front, down, back, louder, up, opposite, down, down. That's one, louder, down. Up, and take those shoulders. All right, deep breath. Begin to warm up your feet. So scoot back a little. Yeah. And we're going to point flex. So we're going to vocalize the point flex.
Flexing our ankle.
And then we're going to alternate with no vocalizing. Just focus. Make sure your feet are doing that. So ready? Let's say ready. Point, flex, point, louder, point, flex, point, 2 more, point, flex, point, and hold. Opposite. So now, stay up with your toes, hands down, and opposite. Look at your feet. Opposite. Are you doing it? Are you doing it? Opposite. And down. Deep breath. Woo. Very hard. Now let's try right and left. Let's vocalize it first, and then we'll focus and we're doing opposite. Ready? Right, left, right, louder, right, left, right, left, hold, right, hold it, switch the arm, now switch your feet. Oh, are you doing it? And down. Woo, that was hard too, right? I sit up to the front of your chairs. Warmed up our ankles, feet, shoulders. Now we're going to spell 3 words. Faith. F-A-I-T-H. We often do faith, right? We're the first yet. What about hope? Yeah. What about love? All right. So we're going to do same arm, same leg to the front for faith. For hope, we're going to go knee up, chop down. For love, we're going to do same leg out. Same leg. Okay. Ready? Same leg, same arm. F. A. I. All right, you got that? Same leg, same arm. Now we're gonna crisscross the midline, cross the midline. Okay, so we'll do opposite on the hoe and then opposite on the love. Yeah, you ready? And hey, hey, oh, L, O, C, E. All right, now we spell fatal club. Now here's your challenge. You can go heel, both legs this time. Okay, you can go on the ground or you can lift them up and use more core. So try a few here. That's you challenging today. Go here. Okay, on the hoe, you can lift your heels up. Or lift your, oh, absolutely, lift the knees up. On love, we're going to go both legs out. All right, you ready? What did we spell? Say. Ho. All right, let me hear you again. Say. Ho. Backwards. No. Hey. All right, deep breath. Now, you know why? We're going to bend, stretch, get ready for Lauren. Now, we're ready for Lauren. So, we're going to reach up. And then down, big stretch, bend. You've been sitting a lot, stretch. And then you come back up. And then reach out with the hand. Pull that rope in. Squeeze it in. Cross the midline. Open those fingers. And we come to the end. And then opposite leg is going to go out 3 times. Okay? And we're going to count in Spanish. 1, 2, 3. Do the same on the other leg. Now ready? Breathe it. Up. Down. Out. In. Cross. In. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Up. In. Up. 2, 3. Out. Pull. Cross. In. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's do it again. We're going to spell April on the kick. Say it with me. Up.
Out. In.
A. E.
R. I.
In. Start. And down. All right, we're going to spell fun. Up. Down. Out. In. Cross. Roll. Down.
Out. In. Cross.
You. Hey, are y'all ready to have fun? Yeah. Are y'all ready for Lauren? Yeah. Lauren.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, give it up for me. Tell any friends in the Round Rock area Wednesday or Thursdays at 1:30. And now you see her every Tuesday right here in this spot, Lauren Lewis.
All right, so we are going to move and shout.
Yay.
Yay! So this class is all about using exercise, using our cognitive, putting exercises together, making patterns. But also it's called shout because we want to make sure we're using our vocal power. Vocal softness using is one of a symptom of Parkinson's. We want to make sure we're keeping our vocals nice and strong. But also we want to make sure we're using intonation so we don't become monotone. So I'm going to ask you to really use your vocals. And the other thing we also know, and this is more recent studies have shown that when you say the directive, when we say up, down, out, in, it makes the body and mind connection, makes some of these patterns a little easier for you. So I'm going to ask you to really use your vocals to remind yourself to use your body nice and loud. We're going to be standing or seated for the next exercise. So if you're going to stand, and what we'll be doing is shifting weight. We're going to be going from right side to left side to left side. And we are going to be moving forward and back. So if that feels like something today you want to stay seated for, I encourage you to stay seated. You will still get all the benefits of those standing, but you'll be safer. So if you're going to stand, I'm going to ask you to sit forward in your chair. Put your hands on your thighs for safety. Pull your belly tight in and lift your head with your body and stand. All right, once you are standing, march a little to kind of find your balance and go to the side of your chair. Oh, ha ha ha. And you need your ball. But that's okay because
Take one step out.
you needed your hands to stand up anyway. Okay, now I've been told I'm short.
Don't believe it.
So please make sure that you can see me. So if someone is eclipsing me, to see if you can move yourself. All right. So I need a ball. So the first part of our first exercise, we're going to start with the legs and we're going to go right leg out, right leg in, left leg out, left leg in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, and hold. The arms are going to go up, down, front. I'm looking for full extension. Yeah, front, back, up, down, front, back, up, down, front. Two more, reach, up, down, front. Nice work, reach, up, down, front, and hold. We're gonna put this to music. See how that, let's do it together before we add the music. So the legs are going out, in, out, in, out, in, out. And the arms still up, down, front, back, up, down, front. All right, you've got it. All right, let's put some music on and get going. Yeah. Let's get the legs first. Okay, the arms. Here we go. Ready? Up, down, front, back, up, down, front. Nice work. Up, down, front, back, up, down. Two more. Go. Up, down, back, up, down. Woo! All right, next part. We're going to do what's called a repeater. That's because we repeat. Yes. So we're going to go up, down, front. We're going to do that twice. Up, down. Now here comes the repeater. Here it comes. Right arm, right leg, out. And we're crossing the midline, so we're going in different directions. Right arm goes forward, leg goes out. We're going to do this 4 times. We're going to count by twos. 2, 4, 6, 8. Then we go back to the out in. Up, down, front, back, up, down. Here comes the repeater. Here it comes. And we count backwards from 8. 8, 6, 4, 2. Up, down, front, back, up, down, front, down, count. 2, 4, 6, 8. Then up, yes, front, back, up, down, count, repeater, 8, 6, 4, 2. You guys pick this up really quick. All right.
I told you, this is the smartest group of people.
Oh, smart.
To the spirit in the sky.
Up, down, front, bigger, up, down, repeater, now, 2, 4, 6, 8, up, down, run, back, up, down, run, back, 8, 6, 4, 2, from the top, up, down, run, back, up, down, run, repeater, 2, 4, 6, 8, up, down, run, back, up, down, run, repeater, 8, 6, 4, 2. Nice work. Hold on. Give yourself a hand. That was good. Nice work. Next part, more fun.
Yay.
Yay. I was expecting a lot of moans from that one. All right. So those of you that don't know me, whenever I say more fun, I always mean harder. So we're going to start off with that right leg, right arm and left leg. And we're going to go front, fast.
Forward with this leg.
So we're using opposites. This is to reinforce strong, safe walking, gait, using opposites. So it's front, back, up, down, switch, front, back, up, down, switch, front, back, up, down, run, back, up, down, run, back, up, down. Now hold up. When I said more fun, this is what I actually meant. We're going to start up, and we're going to start off with the right leg. Let's start because it'll work better. You'll see. Right leg, left arm, front, back. Woo! When the ball leaves you, and it will, let a volunteer get it to keep safe. Now, why are we doing that? Well, we're doing that because we're looking for full range of motion. We're doing that because I want to work on your intonation. Woo! I want you to find different parts of your vocal. Yeah. And it's just fun. So we're going to start off right leg, left arm. Ready? Here we go. Front, back. Woo! Front, back. Woo! Switch. Front, back. Woo! Left leg. Front, back. Woo! Right leg. Right, back. Woo! Left leg. Front, back. Woo! Right leg. Front, back. Woo! Left leg. Front, back. Woo! All right, we're going to put the whole thing together. Are you ready? Say yes. Yes. Thank you. Okay, here we go. We start off with the jacks with the right left, right out. Yes? Yes. Right? Yeah, up, down. Up, down, run, back, again, up, down, run, repeater, 2, 4, 6, 8, up again, up, down, run, back, up, down, run, repeater, 8, 6, 4, 2, front, ready, run, back, run, back, again, run, back, run, back, from the top, last one, ready, up, down, run, back, up, down, run, repeater, 2, 4, 6, up, up, down, run, back, up, down, run. Repeater 8, 8, exhale, 6, go, 2, run, back, woo, run, back, woo, 2 more, run, back, woo, last one, go, run, back, woo, nice work, Lord, place the front of your chair, have seats, nice work, thank you so much. All right.
All right, everybody, give it up for Lauren. And you might see volunteers coming around picking up your balls. You can set them under your chairs for now, but we're done with the balls. Thank you very much. And we're very happy to introduce our next instructor. You may know her for
Sorry, I have a musical intro.
from the PFP YouTube. You might know her for teaching the Georgetown class on Wednesdays. You might know her from having the best hair in all of PFP. Everybody put your hands together for Angie.
You're kind with the hair. All right, so today, most of y'all have these mini loop bands under your chairs. If you need help grabbing it, let us know. We'll get it for you. We underestimated what a great crowd we were going to have today. So some of you have the longer bands with the handles. What I'd like, if you have one of those, grab them. And our volunteers can help you tie them in a knot because we want to make a loop out. Good to meet you. So let's kind of give a few minutes to do that so that everybody can be kind of working with the same piece of equipment. What I love about these mini loop bands is that they're very joint friendly. Most of these are yellow, which is the lightest resistance. And if you buy a set of these, they come in different colors and different resistance. So as you master maybe the lightest, you can move up to the next one and do the same sets of exercises. And when you travel, they're easy to stick in your bag. So there you go. So did everybody, are we good with the bands? All right. Right. We're going to start off with them on our upper body with our arms, and then we'll move down to our legs. So I'm going to put some music on just because I like having a little music in the background. All right. So we're going to start with them on our, right below our wrist. We don't want it sitting right on the wrist because that's an important joint. So, okay, do it where it's kind of loose, a little slack. Okay, try to do a bicep. It's not any harder, is it? All right, let's go back here, and I want you to put a little bit on. Okay, now let me say one more thing. As we're working through these exercises, I want you, if you start feeling tired in your shoulders, take a break, wiggle it out, and then come back, okay? Because lifting can be hot, on your muscles. All right, so we've got our attention. All right, let's take it down and up. We're going to do biceps. So let's spell bicep. All right. B. I. C. E. D. S. Nice. Okay, now take it straight. We're going to come back more nice and tight. Chest lifted. We're going to reach up. And then we're going to pull it back. See, I'm squeezing those shoulder blades together. So up and down. All right, let's spell shoulders. S. Y'all are going faster. Hold on, let's go. S. On the up. H. Oh, nice. U. L. D. Feeling strong? R. And S. Yes. Okay, let's kind of give our shoulders a rest. That constant tension. It can be tiring. Okay, next one we're gonna do is we're gonna go take him down below, and we're just gonna pull apart and come back center, and then we're gonna work our way up. Open and close. Open, close. Open, close. So with these bands, we can get into the smaller ancillary muscles in our shoulders, not just the big muscles, but we're working to stabilize. All right, and those all make us stronger. Like this. Open. That's it. Open and close. Last one. And let's take our hands out. Take them out. All right, now we're going to hold it like this in front of us. Okay, we're going to do a bow and arrow. So our right hand is going to stay locked out. It's going to be our stabilizer. And our left arm is going to pull back. Watch my elbow. Pulling back. That's it, like that. And let's spell Eram. All right, so it's A. R. R. O. W. Ooh, that one's harder. All right, other arm. It's locked out. It's our stabilizer. Let's spell arrow again. Here we go. R. O. W. Yeah, okay, last one. We're going to work our triceps. So I want you to take your right hand, put the grip on it flat. Anchor it on your opposite shoulder. Now your other hand is going to go flat. I'm saying flat because I want your wrist neutral. All right, I'm going to stand to the side so you can see me. So you're anchored here to keep it in place, and we're going to push that. All right, let's spell triceps. T. R. You're going to make it soon. C. Good. All right, now we got to switch it. Roll the other hand over. Ankle it on your right shoulder. And we're going to have a nice neutral wrist. And we're going to do triceps again. Ready? E. R. I. C. E. Oh, nicely done. We're finished with the arms. So here's where it gets a little bit tricky. We're going to put it on our legs. So I'm going to sit so I don't trip, but we are going to move it up to above our knees. So if you need assistance getting it on your legs, which can be a little challenging, we've got our volunteers, and you want to have it right above your knees. Oh, both of them. So give everybody, there you go. But it's at the tight because they stopped. Got it?
All right, we got them tied up. Gonna make them watch us.
All right, good. That's why these pants are good for working it. Okay. So make sure you're sitting at the front edge of your chair. Your legs are hip width apart. We're sitting with really good posture. And I want you know how we did that to make sure there was some tension? Your legs need to feel tension. It shouldn't be loose together like this. Sit them out. Nice and wide. All right, we're going to do a march. So right leg's up, left leg up, right leg's going to hold. 2, 3. Set it down. Again. Up. 2, 3. Hold. I'm hearing my voice in the background. Okay, let's add some arms. We're going to punch overhead with the opposite arm. I'm hearing a right leg, left leg. Right arm, left leg. Up. 2. Hold. 2, 3. Nice. Again. Up. 2, 3. Hold. Hold. Sitting up tight. There you go. Let's do one more of those. 1, 2, 3. Hold. Hold. Put it down. Nicely done. Kind of tap out. We're getting into those hip flexors, our glutes. Those are what help us with our walking. Very important to strengthen those muscles. All right, right leg's gonna step out and then back in. We're gonna do 6 to the right, 6 to the left. If your band is starting to slip, just kind of hold it in place. All right, here we go. Out and in. So this leg is stabilizing. We got a non-working leg. Out, in. That's it. Out, in, out, in. Let's do 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Nice. Okay, 6 on the left. Here we go. 1. Pick it up. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Nice. Okay. I'm going to ask you to slide it down to the ankles. And again, you want to keep tension on it so that you're working those muscles more effectively. Anybody need help getting it? Okay, so if you feel like you've got, good tension on it. All right, last exercise we're going to work our quadriceps. So those are the muscles that also help support the knee. Right leg, lift it up and down. That's it. So this leg, a non-working leg, is stabilizing. So it's working too. That's what's great about the bands. Lift up, tap it down. All right. Since it's April, let's think of some words for April. So we're going to spell rainbow. All right. R-A-I. Nice. N-B-O-W. Y'all feel that one? Yes. Okay, I did too. All right, we got to be balanced now. We got to do the same thing on the other side. We'll spell rainbow again. Here we go. R-A-N-B-O-W. Well done. All right, I'm going to do a finisher. I know I'm almost out of time, but I'm going to show you how you can work your core with this. So take your legs out in front of you. Keep the band on. Hold on to the side of your chairs because we're going to lean back just a little bit. And we're going to swim. So swim. There you go. Swim it. 8, 7, 6. We're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You guys did fantastic. We are finished. You can take the bands off. And great work. I hope you don't get too sore. Be sure to stretch those out here at the end and stay all the way.
Everybody swing your bands around in the air for Angie. Great job, Angie. Wednesdays in Georgetown. Okay, y'all. The next instructor is the head of Power for Parkinson in Espanol. With our Spanish language YouTube channel, we reach people and exercise with people in every Spanish speaking country in the world. And we also have an in-person all Spanish class on Friday. So join us in the next segment is going to be all in Espanol. And welcome, Lola.
Hola a todos. Hola. Hola, muy bien. Ok. Esta clase, como lo dijo Kevin, es solo en español. Are you ready for that? Sí. Ah, muy bien, muy bien. Are you ready for that? Sí. Muy bien. Ok. Vamos a usar estos stickers. ¿Listo? Got it. Yeah. Okay. Ya, va a salir. ¿Listos? Ok. Primer movimiento. Va a ser solo vamos a trabajar mucho lo que es coordinación, coordination, ¿ok? Entonces, primer movimiento es marcha, marcha, 1, 1. ¿Listo? Marcha, marcha, 1, 1. Marcha, marcha, 1, 1. Marcha, marcha, 1, 1. Marcha, marcha, 1, 1. Ok. No quiero contar solamente el 1, 1. Vamos a contar marcha, marcha 1, marcha, marcha 2, marcha, marcha 3 y 4. ¿Listo? Entonces, marcha, marcha 1, marcha, marcha 2, marcha, marcha 3, marcha, marcha 4. Muy bien. ¿Listo? Siguiente movimiento. Next is abajo, arriba 1, abajo, arriba 2, abajo, arriba 3, abajo, arriba 4. ¡Wow! Son excelentes, perfectos. Ok, vamos a unir esas dos partes, ¿listo? Entonces sería marcha, marcha 1, marcha, marcha 2, marcha, marcha 3, marcha, marcha 4, abajo, arriba 1, abajo, arriba 2, abajo, arriba 3, abajo, arriba 4. Wow, nos vamos con música. ¿Dale? Listo. 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 Música, Elizabeth. ¿Eso? ¿Listos? Y nos vamos. 1. Marcha, marcha 2. Marcha, marcha 3. Marcha, marcha 4. Abajo. 1. Abajo. 2. Abajo. 3. Abajo. 4. Otra vez. Marcha, marcha 1. Marcha, marcha 2. Marcha, marcha 3. Marcha, marcha 4. Abajo. 1. Abajo. 2. Abajo. 3. Abajo. 4. Stop. Muy bien. Excelente. Ok, siguiente movimiento. Estamos aquí. ¿Sí? ¿Listo? Entonces vamos a ir lado 1, lado 2. Estamos aquí. Cruzamos 1, 2, 3. Cruzamos 4. ¿Listo? Lado 1, lado 2. Cruzamos 3. Cruzamos 4. Otra vez. Lado 1, lado 2. Cruzamos 3. Cruzamos 4. Muy bien. Vamos a unir todos los movimientos y nos vamos con música. Desde el inicio, desde el comienzo. ¿Listo? Vamos. Marcha, marcha 1. Marcha, marcha 2. Marcha, marcha 3. Marcha, marcha 4. Abajo. 1. Abajo. 2. Abajo. 3. Abajo. 4 al lado. Lado. 1. Lado. 2. Cruzamos. 3. con música. 4, 3, 2 y 1. Marcha, marcha 1. Marcha, marcha 2. Marcha, marcha 3. Marcha, marcha 4. Seguido. Abajo, arriba, abajo. 2, abajo. 3, abajo. 4, al lado. 1, al lado. 2, cruzamos. 3, cruzamos. 4, marcha, marcha 1. Marcha, marcha 2. Marcha, marcha 3. Marcha, marcha 4. Abajo, arriba, abajo, arriba 2, abajo, arriba 3, abajo, arriba 4, lado. 1, lado. 2, cruzamos. 3, cruzamos. 4. Muy bien. ¡Woohoo! Los quiero. Excelente. I love you. You are so great, guys. Okay? Okay. Listo. Otro movimiento. Ya estamos, ya hicimos hasta aquí, entonces volvemos y quedamos aquí, entonces vamos a hacer, marchamos y es 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. ¿Listo? Este es un movimiento de transición, Y después de esto lo vamos a agarrar y vamos a hacer talón, punta, talón, punta, talón, punta, talón, punta, pero vamos a contar, ¿listo? Como si estuviéramos llamando, entonces sería 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Muy bien. ¿Listo? ¿Estamos? Entonces, en el último movimiento, en el de last one, nos quedamos aquí y vamos a hacer 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 y 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 y 4. ¿Listo? ¿Vamos listos a unir todos los movimientos? Sí. ¿Sí? Sí. Ok. Bueno, nos vamos. Vamos desde el comienzo. 4, 3, 2 y 1. Marcha, marcha 1. Marcha, marcha 2. Marcha, marcha 3. Marcha, marcha 4. Abajo. 1. Abajo. 2. Abajo. 3. Abajo. 4. Al lado. 1. Al lado. 2. Cruzamos. Cruzamos 4, al lado, 1, al lado, 1, cruzamos, 3, cruzamos, 4, marchamos, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, entre 8 y remamos, 1, 2, 3 y 4, 1, 2, 3 y 4, muy bien. Excelente. Vamos bien. Último movimiento para que hagamos casi toda la canción y vamos terminando, ¿cierto? Ok, ¿listo? Entonces ya cuando llegamos aquí, 1, 2, 3, 4, estamos aquí juntos y empezamos. Abrimos, cerramos, abrimos, cerramos, abrimos, cerramos, abrimos y cerramos, abrimos, cerramos, abrimos, cerramos, abrimos, cerramos, abrimos y cerramos. Y empezamos. Marcha, marcha 1, marcha, marcha 2, marcha, marcha 3, marcha, marcha 4, abajo, abajo, arriba 1, abajo, arriba 2, abajo, arriba 3, abajo, arriba 4, lado, lado, 1, lado, cruzamos, cruzamos, 3, cruzamos, 4, lado, lado, 1, lado, 2, cruzamos, 3, cruzamos, 4 y 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 y 4 y abrimos al lado, abrimos, cerramos, abrimos, cerramos, abrimos, cerramos, abrimos y cerramos. Nos vamos con música hasta que llegue la canción. ¿Listo? Ok. Are you ready? Sí. Ok. Nos vamos. Y nos vamos. Marcha, marcha 1. Marcha, marcha 2. Marcha, marcha 3. Marcha, marcha 4. Abajo. 1. Abajo. 2. Abajo. 3. Abajo. Atado. Atado. 1. Atado. 2. Centro. Centro. 3. Atado, atado, 1, atado, 2, centro, 3, 4, vamos, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, y abrimos, abrimos, cerramos, abrimos, cerramos, abrimos, cerramos y marchamos otra vez. Marcha, marcha 1, marcha, marcha 2, marcha, marcha 3, marcha, marcha 4, abajo, 1, abajo, 2, abajo, 3, abajo, 4, lado, lado, estamos al lado, 1, al lado, 2, al lado, 3, al lado, marchamos, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, estamos, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 y 4, abrimos, abrimos, cerramos, abrimos, cerramos, abrimos, cerramos, abrimos y cerramos. Muy bien.
Gracias.
Excelente. Bravo. Thank you very much. Gracias, bravo. Bueno.
All right, everybody, welcome to the stage our instructor who teaches both our Monday morning class in North Austin at Unity, but also our lead dance instructor who teaches our Wednesday class. Everybody, put your hands together for Nancy.
All right, everybody.
You can find
The first thing I want you to do is if you have some water, please take a drink. This has been a little bit long. It's time for you to take a drink if you've got water. Yes. And then grab your ribbon sticks. Okay? Some of you have short ones, some of you have long ones. If you have a long one and you would like to stand, and you can stand easily, please do stand. Stand behind your chair and hold on to it if you want. So you have it there for some balance help. Everybody good? Okay. So we're going to start with some different movements, and we'll be exploring four elements of dance. So we're working with the concept of space and shape and also time, which are overarching elements of dance. Today we're going to also work with direction change, level change, size change, and speed or time.
Wow.
Okay. All together. So let's start with some zigzag movements. Just zigzag your ribbon sticks. That's it. So we can make zigzags. We're going to make it forward. So reach a little forward. pull it back, reach it forward, pull it back. Don't worry if it gets tangled. Reach it to the right, to the center, to the left, and let's change hands. Now, if you get tired and want to change hands in between, go ahead. I do have a lot of hand changing in this routine, so that should help. Let's try it again. Forward, back, forward, back. Now we're going to go to the left, left, center, right, and change hands. So that's our first little sequence. Forward, back, right. They're a little bit smaller and faster. Center, left, and come back, changing hands. And we repeat it with the other hand. Everybody good? Yes? Okay. So just if you do this at home, like I did last night, as I was rehearsing this with my husband, and of course my cat appeared thinking that this was for her. And it was hilarious. It was hilarious. So, second part. Now we're moving from zigzag to circles. Circle. We're doing lateral circles. Circle. 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 Let's do 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Now we're going to do 2 low ones. 1, 2, and 2 high overhead. 1, 2. Now change hands. Circle. 1, lateral. 2, 3. You got to really open your armpit. 4 and 2 low. 2 and 2 high. 1, 2. Let's do that one more time. Starting with this hand, the right hand. We circle 1, count. 2, 3, 4. 2 low. 1, 2. 2 high. 1, 2. Change hands and circle. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 low. 1, 2. 2 high. 1, 2. All right. Can we put those 2 sequences together with some music?
Yeah.
All right. Let's hope this music works. Here we go.
Jazzy.
It's in your right hand. We're going to zigzag forward. 5, 6. Here we go. Zigzag forward. And back. Again. Forward. And back. To the right. Right. Center. Left. Change hands. Going forward. Zigzag. Back. Forward. Back to your left. Center. Right. Change hands. Now the circle. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 low. 1, 2. 2 high. 1, 2. Change hands. Take a breath. Circle. 2, 3, 4. Low. 2 high. 1, 2, and rest. Woo! Take a breath. Everybody good? Can we do it one more time?
Yeah.
6, 7, first part. Zigzag. Forward. Back. And forward. And back. To the right. Right. Center. Left. Change hands. And go forward. And back. And forward. And back. To your left. Over here. And center. And right. Change hands. Circle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Low. 1, 2. High. 1,
two, change hands, take a breath. 2, 3, 4, slow. 1, 2, 1, 2, and rest. Okay. Oh, not yet. Okay, so we're going to add on. So now we are going to do figure eights. It's in your right hand again, and we figure eight. 1, 2, these are little. 3, 4, we're working with size. 6, 7, 8. Then we're going to add a big one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Easy, switch hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You've got it. We're going to make it a little harder. This is optional. Optional, add some feet. So we start with our right leg, our right arm, and we're going to march. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Change hands. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2. Lift your feet. 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. All right. Last phrase is, and we're going to add the feet up, down. This is vertical zigzag. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Change sides. Up, down, up, down, up, down. It's a little kick. Up, down. Change sides. Vertical zigzag. Cross the midline, change. Cross the midline, change hands. Cross the midline, change hands. Cross the midline, change hands. So, from the beginning of that second phrase, we have our figure eights, small figure eights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Change hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and up and down. This is slow. Up and down. Vertical zigzag. Up and down. Change hands. Up and down. Up and down. Add the leg or not. Up and down. Change hands. Fast zigzag. Zigzag. Change. Zigzag. Change. Zigzag. Change. Zigzag. Woo! Okay. We're going to put it all together. Take a breath. Starting from top to very top. Some of us, it goes electric wavy when the sun is on. Here we go. All down my zigzag, horrible to my backbone. And you know the feeling when we end up back. Right, right, center, the left, change hands, spread the right, forward, and back. We go forward, this is horizontal zigzag. We rock to the left, and the center, and right. Sports, let's go. 1, 2, 3, louder, core, low. 2, high, low. 2, sorry, high, and circle. 2, 3, 4, low. High. Same hands, so shake it right. And go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, change hands, friends, and one. Ooh, something 4 to 5 to 6. It's 8, 8, 1, stream up this question 5 to 6. 7, 8, no days and hands, fucking trouble. Shout, so close, when I'm in my software. It's the carpets, sunshine, that's it. Getting the get so and without that up, get my bag. Up, down, up, so down, up, down. Zigzag, chain, zigzag, chain, zigzag. All right, hold it, breathe. All right, I'm gonna call it out. We're not doing the sequence. Whatever I call out, we do. 5, 6, here we go. Vertical zigzag, up and down, vertical zigzag. Low circle, small figure eights, big figure eights. Cross the midline, small zigzags, vertical, cross the midline. Change hands, cross the midline, small vertical zigzags. Good, head overhead, circles. Woo! I can't stop it. And finish. Okay. Yeah. Bravo. Fun.
All right, round of applause for Nancy Bang up there. And the person you have been waiting for with the cool down. The home team favorite here every Thursday from 11 to 12. She is the reason for those muscles you see in the mirror. Everybody give it up for Debbie Rosenberg. Hey.
Hi, everyone. It's very important that we warm up properly when we exercise and that we cool down properly. Let's sit down and cool down. We're going to our breathing back down to normal. We're going to stretch. Start with some deep breaths. Exhale. Extend through your fingertips. Sitting straight and tall. Good posture. Relax. Exhale down. Lengthen through your spine. Reach and pull. Back with your hands. Pull. Extend through the waist. You know that I see it. Now reach forward, reach and pull. Opening your chest. Open your hands. Pull back. Sit tall. Take nice deep breaths. Blow in through the nose. Exhale through your mouth. Release hands on your knees. We're going to cat, rounding our back to our chest, belly button in. Inhale, open your chest onto your back. Exhale, round your spine, chin to your chest, belly in. Inhale, stretch your back, stretch your neck, round.
When we wake up, then we make love. It makes me feel so nice.
Open your arms and chest.
Feel my life when I'm stuck in the desert. You're the You're the sunshine on my life.
Deep breath, open the arms and chest. Exhale, underarms and high. Drop gently, stretch your back.
You know that I see.
Arms down, open your arms and chest. It's time to pull off your body, rounding your back. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Side, look up, circle the wrist. Reverse.
Best part.
Take your hands over your head. Get Inhale, shoulder stretching your back. Switch arms, stretch tall, look up. Deep breaths, deep breaths. Stretch out the waist, bend your arms. Your shoulders, and release both hands behind your head. Relaxing your hands, pull your elbows wide, open your chest as you look up. Take a deep breath. Exhale, elbows in, chin down. Stretch your neck. Inhale, open. Deep breath. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. Good. Stretch tall. Reach into your spine. Side center side from the waist. Stretch your back. And center pull your elbows wide. So what's the left? Tonight is showing me not drunk enough. One knee up toward the chest. If this hurts your knee, reach back. We had our things, but we had one more. Stretching the hips and lower back. That be the reason that you always hit me up. I swear, you like the way I fuck, cause I get rough. You told me your new man don't make you nut. One leg up, clasp your hands under your thighs, sit tall. Point, flex. Working through the ankles. Strong and flexible, that's going to help our walking. It's going to help prevent falls. But I love you better. Now open your toes inside your shoes and circle the ankles around. And I promise forever. There you go. Reverse your circle. Cross your ankle and opposite hand across, reaching to the back of your chair. So tall, look over that back shoulder. Stretch your spine. Arms come up and over. Look over your back shoulder. Look with my love for you. Again, up and over. Just in the fucking room. Hey, baby, so comfortable. Back to the center, let's switch legs. Reach under your thighs, sit tall, point and flex. Open your toes, circle the ankle. What you doing? Where you at? You got plans. Reverse your circle. I'm sipping wine in a row. I look too good. Cross your ankle. Opposite hand across, look over your back shoulder. Just shake. Arms up and over. We should be dancing in the east wing and the west wing. This mansion was happening. I ain't playing no games. One more. So release, inhale, stretch tall. Arms together, clasp your hands, roll the legs. I'm a believer. Open girl. Open your arms and chest, open your heart. Can't you feel the way I feel? Your palms together, great job today. Thank you so much.
Give me a round for Eric, everybody. Okay,